Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to another episode of Mondays Are For the Nerds. I'm your co-host, Jay Wright.
I'm your other co-host, Tristan Stump.
And thank you for joining us as we recap last week's pop culture news in terms of movies, TV, gaming. Did you do anything this week?
Well,
jump right in.
Talked about a couple games last week.
Mm-hmm.
Culebra and the Souls of Limbo and Kathy Rain 2 Soothsayer. I beat both.
Nice. And?
Both are like solid games. I keep with my 8 out of 10 for Culebra, and if I'm going to rank Kathy, give it a score, I'm giving 9 out of 10.
Nice.
Pretty good, but for it to be a 10 out of 10 point-and-click adventure game, there's certain criteria you have to meet, and it just didn't meet that specific, but it was still really good. So yeah, and I enjoyed the puzzles. There was only a couple puzzles I got frustrated on, and I've never had boss fights in a point-and-click adventure game before.
No.
And these were boss fights.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, so I had to start over a couple times just because it was a little frustrating, but other than that, really good.
Good. Or what was one of those the murder mystery?
Yeah, Kathy Rain was the murder mystery,
That's right.
And then Culebra and the Souls of Limbo was the one where you play as a little snake dude.
Yeah.
And you help souls move on.
Yeah, I remember that now.
So I beat that one. I will say, usually I knock off points for an ending being a little abrupt, because the ending is kind of abrupt, but also things wrap up of Culebra, but also things wrap up in good enough way that I think there's supposed to be more story coming. I don't know if it's DLC or a sequel or what, but it was in a way where I'm like, you know what, I'll give you the pass because everything else was so good.
Yeah.
And the specific parts of the story you were telling me wrapped up. So at least that happened. You didn't wrap up the story and leave loose threads and then like end it in a way where you know you can't end those loose threads. Like they ended in a way where I'm like, okay, DLC or something's coming.
Yeah.
I definitely think you need to play it, Jay. Culebra at some point. We'll figure out a way for you to play it since it's not on PS5.
PC?
It's PC, Xbox, and Switch. It's like everything but the PS5. Well, you do have your Switch, don't you?
Yeah, I don't play that often. I need to play it more.
You do. So I did those two things.
I remember being like really interested in the Snake Soul one.
Yes, it is. It's
From
so
what you
good,
said.
man. And the music is so good. Oh my gosh, the music's so good, and it hits you right in the feels. I mean, obviously, it's a game where souls are moving on and stuff, but like there is a specific part that happens where it's kind of a shake up in the formula of the game up to that point.
Yeah,
like things get a little messed up, and you're like, oh no, and then it gets wrapped up later, and it's like even more impactful because it wraps up later instead of wraps up then, and it is. I don't know. It was just so good. That was pretty much my week. Just kind of hung out. Other than that, played those. Getting my car ready for the trip I'll be making.
Yes.
So
Rather you taking your car?
Yeah, we're taking my car. So.
Nice.
And did you do anything this week?
I did. We'll start out the Last of Us season finale. I watched with my mom. She did not know that was going to happen. Of course, it ends with, the jump to Abby. For any of you who have played the game, season 3 will be all about Abby, and she's like, now that said Seattle Day 1. I thought we'd already done Seattle Day 1. I'm like, yes, Mom. We're now going to see her side of the events of what had just happened and all this. And she's like, yeah. I loved it. And then the big thing I did was I binged the first 3 original Karate Kids.
All right.
For the first time.
Yeah, for the first time. What'd you think?
In 2 days. First one, my mom watched the movie because she remember seeing the first one in theaters. First one was really good. I really liked it. Second one, of course, all the iconic scenes and all that. Second one, I really liked the story. I like the emotional side of Miyagi. Yeah. Miyagi, and of course, going to Okinawa. And then it got a little bit cheesier.
Yeah.
My mom noticed. And then especially the third one got like real cheesy. I think I put Karate, the first one, at like maybe an 8 out of 10. And then it just went like kind of like steadily down, but not by much. So it was like a 6 or 7. And it was like a 4 for 3.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen Cobra Kai. It's been on my list so I still need to see that. And I wasn't gonna watch the next Karate Kid with Hilary Swank, or rewatch The Karate Kid 2010.
Which I mean, The Karate Kid.
I seen it in theaters.
Yeah,
so
and it
I
also
remembered enough.
continuity-wise doesn't have like
as long as you know Jackie Chan. That's it.
Yeah, as long as you're like, oh, Jackie, it's a cool Easter egg that Jackie Chan's in this because. Yeah. Anyway,
and because it's more about kung fu the new movie. I watched it all. Spoiler, I watched it all so I could watch the new movie.
Yeah.
And I knew enough about karate or Cobra Kai. I'm like, Daniel and Johnny are like allies. That's all I need to know without knowing spoilers for it to go into it. That worked. That's about all I did. Should I get my releases for this week?
Yeah.
On the movie side of things, on VOD/digital, Shadow Force was released on Friday, May 30th. In theaters on May 30th, Bring Her Back for the second episode in a row. A brother and sister witness a terrifying ritual at the secluded home of their new foster mother. And as I mentioned, Karate Kid Legends for the third episode in a row dropped. After moving to New York City with his mother, Kung Fu prodigy Li Fong struggles to let go of the past as he tries to fit in with his new classmates. When a friend needs his help, Li enters a karate competition, but his skills alone aren't enough. With help from Mr. Han and Daniel LaRusso, he soon learns to merge two styles into one for the ultimate martial arts showdown. I did see this with Trey Thursday night. I give about a 6.5 to 7 out of 10. If you can get past like the first half, it basically only serving to set up the second half. It sounds like duh whenever you hear it, but the second half it gets really good because you get like Mr. Han and like Daniel and all that together, and it's really good. Like you said in the trailer, they're like saying these two and then they argue walking off, and the kid's like, there's two of them. So good. And it honors like Mr. Miyagi in a really good way. But yeah, that second half is like so good. The Phoenician Scheme for the third episode in a row got a limited release. Wealthy businessman Jaja Korda appoints his only daughter, a nun, as sole heir to his estate. As Korda embarks on a new enterprise, they soon become the target of scheming tycoons, foreign terrorists, and determined assassins. That's the new Wes Anderson flick with Michael Cera. On the streaming side, Wednesday, May 28th, Captain America Brave New World came to Disney+. Friday, May 30th, Dogman came to Peacock. And Bono, Stories of Surrender, dropped on Apple TV+. Bono pulls back the curtain on his life, the family, friends, and faith that have sustained him. He also reveals personal stories about his journey as a son, father, husband, activist, and rock star. And Lulu is a Rhinoceros, dropped on Apple TV+. Lulu is a rhinoceros. That's who she sees when she looks in the mirror. On a quest to spread kindness, the family musical special follows fun-loving Lulu as she embarks on the adventure of a lifetime powered by new friends, courage, and catchy songs. And on Saturday, May 31st, today, Mountainhead dropped on HBO Max. It's about 4 tech bro billionaires who retreat to this mountain estate amidst a, not really apocalypse is about to happen, but it's all right. I watched it this afternoon. It's from the creator of Succession. So if you love Succession, you're going to love it. On TV, Sunday, May 25th, saw The Librarians. The Next Chapter had a series premiere on TNT. Rick and Morty Season 8 premiered on Adult Swim. And The Last of Us Season 2 finale dropped on HBO. Monday, May 26th, saw Kevin Costner's The West docu-series premiere on History Channel. Tuesday, May 27th, saw the Season 20 premiere of America's Got Talent and the series premiere of Destination X. Thursday, May 29th, saw the limited series premiere of The Better Sister on Amazon Prime Video. And animation, 2-hour block, returned to Fox with Bob's Burgers Season 15B, Grimmsburg Season 2B, Family Guy Season 23C, and The Great North Season 5B, all on Fox. And on the music side of things, Taylor Swift has bought back the masters to her first 6 albums. Her self-titled, Fearless, Speak Now, Red, 1989, Reputation. She also teased that she may never release Reputation, Taylor's version, as she only had a quarter of it recorded, and it was the only one of the 6 that she felt couldn't be improved upon, but she may release the vault track at some point. She also teased that she has completely finished re-recording her debut album, and like Reputation's vault tracks, may still be released one day. That is all of my releases for this week. Not a lot.
My releases for this week, we got May 26th, Section 13 on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation from Ocean Drive Studios. Unravel a thrilling sci-fi mystery in this action-packed twin-stick roguelike shooter. Select your loadout, stack up temporary and persistent upgrades, and delve into the depths of a subterranean base, either alone or in a group of up to 3 players. May 27th saw the release of AI Limit on PC and PlayStation from developer Sense Games and publisher CE Asia. In the distant future, when civilization is on the verge of extinction, people follow the legend of the Elysium and the last city, Havenswell. In this post-apocalyptic wasteland sci-fi ARPG, you will play as Orisa, a blader with immortality, and explore the city ruin to find a hope of new life. As well as Cattle Country on all major platforms from developer Castle Pixel and publisher Platonic Friends. Howdy, partner. Welcome to Cattle Country, the cozy cowboy adventure life sim. Become a determined pioneer traveling west to start a new life. Make a home home in the mountains, take on bandits, discover dastardly plots, build a farm, develop your town, and make friends with fellow residents. May 28th saw the release of As We Descend. It entered early access on PC from developer Box Dragon and publisher Coffee Stain Publishing. The roguelike deck builder with the soul of a strategy game. Recruit and upgrade your forces, deploy them to counter mysterious foes in card-slinging battles. Play your cards carefully in the treacherous city. Against all odds will you bear the torch of humanity. As well as Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo on all major platforms from developer Pocket Trap and publisher PM Studios. Are you ready for the first Yo-Yo-Vania? In this 2D top-down adventure, you'll explore a sprawling urban landscape, reinterpreting your surroundings through your mastery of yo-yo tricks. Navigate the city's many districts, fight rival crime bosses, and regain the influence of the Pipistrello family.
What?
Using
yo-yos?
Using yo-yos. Like a mouse mob family, and like the main character uses a yo-yo or something.
I love that.
May 29th saw the release of Fuga Melodies of Steel 3 on PC from developer CyberConnect 2. The dramatic RPG Fuga Melodies of Steel series is now complete. Stop beyond despair, anger, and tragedy in Fuga Melodies of Steel 3, where heart-wrenching decisions lead to the series' most emotional and shocking story yet. As well as Guilty as Sock on PC from Demon Max, enter a chaotic courtroom where Socks play lawyers, prosecutors, and judges. Use absurd evidence, craft wild arguments, and deliver verdicts in this hilarious online party game. Improvise, strategize, and shout objection, because in Guilty as Sock, chaos always wins. So everybody is a sock puppet, and then you just play courtroom.
Dude, yes.
We got to get the guys on there.
Absolutely.
A Nice Day for Fishing released on PC, PlayStation, and Switch from developer Fusion Play and publisher Team 17. The world needs you, adventurer. Embark on an RPG pixel adventure where you'll play as Balin, the humble fisherman who must rise up to become the hero of Honeywood. Battle fish with precision timing and magic spells. Upgrade your abilities, defeat evil, and rebuild Honeywood. Projected Dreams released on PC from Flawberry Studio. Drag toys from the shelves and drop them on the table to create a shadow play in the cozy puzzle game. As the shadows unfold, immerse yourself in a heartwarming story full of nostalgia from the 90s and blur the lines between fantasy and reality. Scarlet Salvation released on PC and PlayStation from developer Idea Factory, Compile Heart, and Nilo Inc. and publisher Idea Factory. Play as Willow, who awakens in a deserted military facility with no memory of how she got there, accompanied only by an AI in her ear and a swarm of deadly robots. Can you uncover the mystery of what happened in the facility, learn about Willow's past, and make your way out alive? And Successor entered early access on PC from Playwood Project, a roguelite adventure in which you lead a lord and heroes to conquer fractured kingdoms in real time with paused tactical combat reinvented. Create campaigns to unravel secrets, earn rewards, and expand your miniature universe. May 30th saw the release of Disney Illusion Island on other consoles, Xbox, PC, and PlayStation, after being an exclusive to Switch. Elden Ring Night Reign released on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox from Software and Bandai Namco. Elden Ring Night Reign is a standalone adventure within the Elden Ring universe, crafted to offer players a new gaming experience by reimagining the game's core design. And finally, Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma released on PC and Switch from developer Marvelous Inc. and publisher Exceed Games and Marvelous Inc. Welcome to the Eastern Nation of Azuma. In this fresh take on Rune Factory, use your powers as an earth dancer to restore the land, its people, and even its gods. Along the way, battle corrupted monsters, rebuild seasonal farms and villages, and form bonds with the colorful locals. And that's my releases for this week.
I don't got a lot of first batch miscellaneous. Surprisingly small amount this week. In posters, we got the Tom Hanks and Bryan Cranston character poster for the Phoenician Scheme, again on third episode in a row. We got a new poster for Jurassic World Rebirth on its second episode in a row, and a new poster for Dexter Resurrection. In terms of trailers, we got a trailer for Underdogs, releasing June 15th on National Geographic/ABC. That's narrated by Ryan Reynolds. Elio, releasing June 20th in theaters. The Toxic Avenger, August 29th in theaters. Smoke, June 27th on Apple TV+. Good Fortune, releasing October 17th in theaters. The Thursday Murder Club, releasing August 28th on Netflix, which looks hilariously awesome. A Big Bold Beautiful Journey, releasing September 19th in theaters. The Home, releasing July 25th in theaters. Nautilus, releasing June 29th on AMC. The Black Phone 2, releasing October 17th in theaters. And Dexter Resurrection, releasing July 11th on Paramount+. In terms of release dates, Disney has acquired the streaming rights for CoComelon from Netflix, and all episodes will release on Disney Plus in 2027. And Sinners, for the 6th episode in a row, releases on digital on June 3rd and on 4K, UHD, and Blu-ray physical media on July 8th. In terms of castings, Mamma Mia 3, Sabrina Carpenter is reportedly being eyed to star. Variety's Actors on Actors Season 22 lineup was released, including Colin Farrell and Danny DeVito, Arnold and Patrick Schwarzenegger, Dave Chappelle and Mel Amer, Seth Rogen and Jason Segel, Parker Posey and Lisa Kudrow, Cooper Koch and Sam Nivola, Sterling K. Brown and Natasha Rothwell, Amanda Seyfried and Adam Brody, Javier Bardem and Diego Luna, Joe Locke and Charlie Cox, Kate Hudson and Katherine Hahn, Kerry Russell and Scott Speedman, Adam Scott and Kristen Bell, and Kathy Bates and Billy Bob Thornton. I'm releasing one today, I believe, starting at the beginning of June. Elden Ring movie, Kit Connor is in talks to star. Ariana Grande was casted in Meet the Parents 4. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel for the 2nd episode in a row has officially cast Elizabeth Debicki and Scott Conn. And that is all of my first batch of miscellaneous. I think Ariana Grande is going to kill it and Meet the Parents.
Yeah. You know, she was also, I think we talked about it before, but the fact that she was also offered the Spaceballs reboot.
Yes.
Where I'm like, kind of hope she does that too.
Yeah. And then what are the two other ones? Like a murder mystery, Jennifer Lawrence kind of type.
What if she's in Knives Out 4?
Dude, that'd be so good.
Something Classic announced Quartet, an old school RPG coming to PC August 26 and to Switch and PlayStation later in 2025. A series of unlikely train robberies, a mysterious deck of cards, a fleet of deadly airships, an accidental mage. Choose from 4 stories in any order and discover how they intertwine in this turn-based RPG. 3D platformer Mr. Sleepy Man has announced a release window of 2025 on PC. EA has canceled its Black Panther video game project, not Marvel 1943. There were 2 Black Panther games happening.
Yeah.
And it shut down the development studio of said project, Cliffhanger Games. Little Legendary has announced Shade Protocol, a 2D platformer or a 2D cyber fantasy Metroidvania coming to PC. A first look trailer released for upcoming Tekken 8 character Fakurum, releasing in early access July 7th and a full release July 10th. I apologize if that was pronounced wrong. A Leaf Blower Company was announced, a leaf blower simulation game releasing on PC. First-person action pirate game Davy X Jones was announced, in which you play as legendary pirate Davy Jones. The catch, you're headless and you'll wield his head and other objects as weapons in search of revenge against Blackbeard. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles' first VR game, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Empire City, was announced. Play as each turtle in first-person action challenges. Guilty Gear Strive gave a first look to its Season 4 character Unica. Big Distraction announced co-op action roguelite Lort, releasing quarter 4 2025 on PC. Train Fort was announced, a co-op survival crafting game about dwarven nomads and their mobile train bases, releasing on PC. Cozy house renovation game Hosey was announced for PC. Roguelike city builder The King is Watching has set a release window of July 2025 on PC. Kingmakers enters early access on PC October 8th. EA Sports announced College Football 26, releasing in early access July 7th and in full access July 10th on PS5 and Xbox. Playtonic Games announced the unfortunate layoff of 14 members of its staff, citing the ever-changing landscape of the industry. It's very unfortunate because most companies are kind of like faceless about it, but they made a statement saying, we did not want to do this. We had to because of the state of things, which, I mean,
at least they put a reason to it.
It's sad, especially because it's got to be some people that have been there from the beginning, because in 2016, 2015, they made Yooka-Laylee, and then in 2019, they made another Yooka-Laylee game, and then they started publishing other games, and this year, a remake of Yooka-Laylee is coming out. So it's like some of those people who have been there through all that are probably who's been laid off, I would say. Some of them. Some of them might be newer, employees and stuff. But it stinks to see, because they've also been really like doing a good job publishing in other indie games too. So I just hope for the best for the people laid off and for Playtonic, because when it's a smaller team like that, it doesn't feel as harsh as when like PlayStation or someone just shuts down studios. Like this is when you're a small team, that's you having to tell family basically that that hey, you're not going to be with money. We can't afford to pay you anymore. So that just sucks. Tiny Bookshop, a bookshop sim game, has set a release date of August 7th. Open world multiplayer RPG Sword of Justice was announced. Point and click game The Drifter releases on PC July 17th and to Nintendo Switch at a later date. And a Switch 2 edition has been announced for upcoming Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake, as well as a release date being set for the games, October 30th.
Nice.
So we have that to look forward to. And that is my gaming news for this week. No anniversaries this week.
No anniversaries. I got the second half of my miscellaneous. In new looks, we got the first 9 minutes are released online of the first Phineas and Ferb episode coming out next week.
Did you watch it?
No.
You didn't?
No, I didn't have time. When I did, I forgot.
Have you heard what happens?
No.
I don't know if I should talk about it because it's kind of spoilers. But also...
Is it hilarious? Is it like the song?
No.
It's not the song?
It's like basically the 9-minute preview is almost the first whole episode, if not the first whole episode, and it ends in a way that is holy crap. I'm surprised you didn't hear me talking about this earlier at the. Maybe I should pause because I don't know if people care about spoilers. No, we're not going to sit here and watch the 9-minute thing real quick. I'll just tell you what happens. So yeah, that's basically the rundown of the episode.
Sounds so good.
And so we have to wait until this next week to
watch it.
Yeah, it's the 6th when it gets added to Disney Plus, like the first 10 episodes or 20 episodes technically, because
all of it drops.
It all drops on Netflix or on Disney Plus. But episodes will air weekly on Disney Channel.
In Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, for the 7th episode in a row, the clip of Tom Cruise's underwater stunt was released. Tom Cruise said the diving suit he wore was 125 pounds, and he could only wear it for 10 minutes before suffering from hypoxia. And we got a new look at Tom Cruise switching between two biplanes in the air. Bring Her Back, for the 2nd episode in a row, got some exclusive images. Adults, the new comedy was released. New look. They released the clip online of a new look at Charlie Cox on drugs eating raw chicken, which is a sentence I never thought I'd ever say. Materialist, we got our first clip, and we got a new look at Daniel Craig as Benoit Blanc in Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery, as well as 2 mysterious teasers that were just random shots of a church or something like that. And first looks, we got a first look at Keanu Reeves in Good Fortune. First look images of the morning show season 4, which revealed Aaron Pierre and Jeremy Irons are joining the cast. First look at Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell in A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. We got a first look at Merv. The film follows a recently separated couple who take their shared dog on a holiday trip to cheer him up, starring Charlie Cox and Zooey Deschanel. First look at Nicole Kidman and Jamie Lee Curtis in Scarpetta. The series follows a forensic pathologist who employs advanced forensic technology to unravel mysteries and solve crimes. We got a first look at Eric Stonestreet, Neil Patrick Harris, Kristen Ritter, and David Dastmalchian as serial killers in Dexter Resurrection. And the opening credits have been revealed of the new King of the Hill revival, featuring as well as a first look at adult Bobby. Did you watch it?
I did.
Some revelations in there.
I did read. Did you read about what happened during the time skip, what the setup of the new season is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
So if I remember right, I don't know if you have it written down or not.
I don't have it.
So if I remember right, at some point in the time skip, it's not been the whole 15, because I think it's a 15-year time skip.
Yeah.
So it's not in the whole 15 years. Just at some point after Bobby graduates high school, Hank accepts a job running a propane plant in a American base in Saudi Arabia, where they work and live until they decide to retire and move back to Ireland. So they have not been in the United States for the past X amount of years. So they aren't adjusted to
the changes that Texas has gone through.
Meanwhile, Bobby has been living his best life in his 20s, being a chef, living with Joseph Connie and a character whose name I can't remember, in Dallas. And that's basically the rundown. There's other things that happen in the opening that you could talk about, but it's not really. Those are the main things.
Yeah.
Hank and Peggy have not been in the United States for a while.
Yeah.
And apparently the American base they were living in is like enough cut off from the rest of
that they don't know.
America that they don't know all of what's been going on.
Or at least aren't affected that much
or
by
aren't
it.
affected that much. And so it's going to be Hank at his best of just trying to adjust. So that'll be funny to see. I have high hopes because when the creators of the show get to be a whole of it, it usually turns out well, or at the very least it'll turn out like the Futurama reboot, where it was at least we got more enough. Futurama. It wasn't anything. It wasn't as good as the best Futurama, but it wasn't bad either.
Yeah.
So even if it's just that, if it's just, oh great, we got more King of the Hill, then I will be happy.
That was giving me vibes of the Frasier reboot, coming back to Boston, and then Freddy's a completely different person, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I forgot to say that I finished Frasier and started season 1. I'm like halfway through it.
I'm sad it got canceled, but the revival got canceled, but I understand why.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that not everyone would have enjoyed it, but I enjoyed it enough.
Yeah. Oh, my dad was losing it at an episode we watched.
So you haven't finished the season yet?
No, I think I'm literally halfway through.
My favorite joke in the whole season is the last episode of the season.
Is Roz there? Because I know she's in some point in season 1.
It's when he's getting ready for a Christmas party. Mm-hmm. I think you'll know what joke it is when you get there.
Yeah, that was giving me Frasier vibes.
It is
returning after like 20 years.
Yeah, it is like purposefully making sure the character was cut off enough from his norm to when he gets back to the norm. Yeah, my favorite part of that interview though that I read was Mike Judge. I think it was either Mike Judge or another creative lead was talking about how like Dale's conspiracy theories in the 90s and early 2000s were the extremes, so they were funny. But now some of Dale's extremes then are kind of the normal now, so they had to kind of reevaluate what Dale's extremes are. And giving him a political career is an attempted at least political career.
Yeah.
So yeah.
In box office, Lilo and Stitch for the 9th episode in a row earned more than the animated movie, opened at $341.7 million globally, had the biggest domestic opening for a movie ever on Memorial Day weekend with $187 million, had the 4th biggest domestic box office gross on a Monday ever, beating Spider-Man No Way Home and Avengers Endgame. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning for the 7th episode in a row had the biggest domestic opening of the franchise, with $77 million, opening to $190 million globally. And this past Memorial Day weekend was the best Memorial Day weekend ever at the box office, the movies earned an overall of $322 million plus through the 4-day weekend. And Karate Kid Legends, for the 3rd episode in a row, earns $7.5 million in its domestic opening day, and it's tracking to have an $18 to $20 million domestic opening weekend. How to Train a Dragon, for the 4th episode in a row, we got a new clip and a new look at Hiccup and Toothless. New announcements. I just have 3 new announcements this week. Os Cora Torres. Fernando Torres will star in and write a new film described as a tragic comedy focused on a couple of estate agents. Clint Eastwood says he is directing a new film and it is already in pre-production. He turned 95 today. And then Jaws at 50, the definitive inside story. The 50th anniversary documentary will be released on July 11th on Disney Plus and Hulu. It includes exclusive new info about the film from Steven Spielberg and the original cast, plus interviews with Jordan Peele, Guillermo del Toro, and George Lucas, among others. A couple of miscellaneous mentionables. Regal Cinemas says they sold 2.9 million kilograms of popcorn during the Memorial Day weekend, and their biggest Memorial Day box office weekend ever. I told you I did do the math.
You did some math, yeah.
That equates to 6.4 million pounds of popcorn, which in turn equates to 3,196.7 tons of popcorn.
That is...
And I think I'm pretty sure that has to be worldwide.
That is wild.
Yeah, Memorial Day weekend. Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie want to bring back Les Grossman from Tropic Thunder, which, yes, anything new with Les Grossman is hilarious. The CIA has been revealed to have once secretly ran a Star Wars fan website and used it to communicate with overseas spies. And there is a push to potentially add more movie theater owners to vote at the Oscars, because they want people to who've actually for sure seen the movies,
movie
which makes sense. I don't have birthdays this week.
Yeah, because I didn't do anniversaries this week, so this is going to be a way shorter episode.
Yeah, I did look it up. We only have 2 more weeks of birthdays before it goes.
Before we start repeating.
Yeah.
So we might need to figure out what to do instead of birthdays and anniversaries then.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, anniversaries are always changing.
Yeah.
Some years, I don't mention everything.
Anniversaries you can keep.
Yeah. But we might want to think of something other than birthdays.
Yeah. I'll for sure have it as much as I can for the next 2 weeks.
Maybe we ought to. Maybe I don't know.
But yeah, that is all of my miscellaneous.
I do have some more gaming news before I move on to anime.
Ooh.
There was a game announced that I missed. Let me go to my likes here real quick. Oh, and before I do get to gaming news or anime news, the One Piece live action show is getting some news tonight at Tadum.
Yes.
Or I guess is how do you say it? Tadum.
I was calling it Tadum until I saw the thing on Netflix and it was the sound Tadum. You'll get all my stuff on Tadum next week because I have to cut it off at some point.
You'll get that next week because it's currently happening right now.
Yes.
So
it started as we started filming.
But Infinite Alliance was announced. Now, this is new to me. It could have been announced like last week or something. But it will be a free crossover event game bringing together heroes and villains from 13-plus independent Japanese RPG games coming to 2026 to Steam and consoles. And I'm looking at a few here. We got Chained Echoes, Jack Move, 8-Bit Adventures 2, Beloved Rapture, Quartet, and more. So some games aren't even out yet because Quartet was like coming out this year. So that'd be cool to see, especially if you're into indie RPGs like I am. And I missed a release that I can't believe because I've been so excited for this. Paperclay released on PC from YKev on May 27th, a classic 3D platformer with tactile twist. Open, unfold, and rotate your way through a stunning world built with familiar crafting materials, featuring talents of composer Grant Kirkhope and Malin of Banjo-Kazooie and ukulele fame, and voice actor Kevin Miller of Sly Cooper fame. So Grant Kirkhope did the theme song, and then the rest of the music was done by I think the one-man team that did the rest of it. But I played the demo. It's cute. Everything's made out of cardboard. Your characters you play as kind of look like they're clay. The main characters are a chicken and a chick named Chicken Nugget.
Yes.
And a week before the game came out, the developer tweeted, was like, someone pointed out I should have named the game Chick and Nugget instead of Paperclay because Chicken Nugget.
Yeah.
And he's like, should I change it now despite the fact that I've been advertising for 3 years that it's called Paperclay? And so...
and the answer is yes.
Anyway, so yeah, that's a couple other gaming things that I saw while I was trying to see if I was updated or not, and I was, except for those two things. But moving on to anime news, Champion Witch premieres January 2026. The story of Champion Witch follows the dark forest dwelling Luna, who people fear is a black witch because poisonous mushrooms grow wherever she goes. I think we've read this one before. As such, the townspeople call her the Mushroom Witch. However, despite never feeling any warmth from them, Luna begins to feel affection for them. It's a magical fantasy of love, adventure, and emotions. April Showers Bring May Flowers premieres July 4th. The manga, The One Within the Villainous, is receiving an anime adaptation. The anime adaptation of web novel I Am a Curse Crafter and I Don't Need an S-Rank Party was announced. Ruri Rocks premieres June 28th, and Touring After the Apocalypse premieres October 2025. And that's my anime news. I didn't really see any comic news.
No comics?
That was like Warranting talking about. I'm kind of looking through my through my stuff here. I think that is everything. Oh wait, no, breaking. We have been given our first look at Tony Chopper in live action.
Ooh.
Jay, if you want to, the source for that is Discussing Film. If you want to get a look at that, I'm happy with it. Of course, some people are making ugly Sonic memes as if that's a bad, like, what he's a reindeer boy. What did you expect was going to happen? Detective Pikachu. This is like a cross between Detective Pikachu and kind of a realism thing. So, and his mouth moving looks good.
There you go. You're getting our live reactions. Yeah.
Voiced by Michaela Cooper. This is a series first for us. You are getting a
live reactions.
not Cooper, Michaela Hoover. So Michaela Hoover is known as Cat Grant in the upcoming Superman.
Oh, okay.
So a little disappointed that they didn't keep the original voice or the anime voice actress, which they will in the Japanese dub of the show.
Yeah.
But like in English, it would have been nice, but it's still cool. So there you have it. That is officially all of my anime news.
I have a couple of comics. On the DC side, Peacemaker Season 2, James Gunn teases that it will include a, quote, bunch of other characters from other parts of the DCU and from Superman. Went on to say, quote, there might even be one really, really, really big cameo near the end of the show. We also got our first look at Michael Rooker as Red Saint Wild, and he will be Eagly's nemesis. So for Superman, for the seventh episode in a row, got a new look at David Cornsweet as Superman, and James Gunn is set to deliver a final and locked cut of Superman by next Friday. Lanterns, Laura Linney has been cast. DC Studios will be attending San Diego Comic-Con this year with Peacemaker Season 2. And the Penguin showrunner, Lauren LaFranc, says that other of the Batman spinoffs are in the early stages of development. On the Marvel side, Captain America Brave New World, as we mentioned, released on Disney Plus on May 28th. Fantastic Four First Steps for the seventh episode in a row. Got a new look at the Fantastic Car, a new teaser for the NBA playoffs, a new look at the team and Silver Surfer, and a new look at Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. Eyes of Wakanda, we got a new look. It's the 4-part animated anthology series that follows warriors throughout Wakandan history tasked to travel the world retrieving dangerous vibranium artifacts. I believe that releases in August. Vision, the series, we got Tania Miller has been cast as Jocasta. Marvel Studios will not have a major Hall H panel at San Diego Comic-Con this year. And Deadpool director Tim Miller wants to direct an X-Men movie in the MCU, saying, quote, I had an X-Men movie in development at Fox when the merger happened. It was based on X-Men 143, which was Home Alone meets Alien. And that is all of my comic news.
One comics thing, I did see there was an interview with the writer of the Clayface movie.
Oh, yes. I forgot to add that.
He said that
it was based on the two...
Or the... It will be heavily inspired by the Clayface debut episode in Batman the Animated Series, Feet of Clay, which is a really, really good set of episodes. Jay, I don't know if you've ever watched the Batman Animated Series.
No, but you told me about those two episodes whenever we first brought it up.
You need to put it on your watch list.
My ever-growing watch
It's on
list.
Max for now, and if not, I have it on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So, anyway, but those two episodes are really, really good. And then Ron Perlman is Clayface in that and does a really good job. And anyway, so of Clayface stories to pull from, if you're going to try to make it like... That one's a really good one.
Yeah.
Especially if you kind of mix it with the other horror elements of Clayface.
I remember you told me that. I was like, that's what... Whenever it was announced, you're like, this is what it should be based on.
Yeah, so...
And those are the two. I saw that, and I don't know why I didn't put it. In celebrity deaths, Phil Robertson was 79, patriarch of the Duck Dynasty Robertson family. Peter David was 68, comic legend who created Miguel O'Hara, Venom 2099, Maestro, and many, many others. Mona Tandberg was 85, Norwegian actress known for Victoria L. Marie Tomasova was 96, an actress from the Czech Republic, known for Anna Proletarka and Jan Hus. Freddie Aguilar was 72, Filipino composer and singer known for Tadhana and Sakuko and Aguila. Vasily Funtikov was 62, a Russian actor known for An Umbrella for Lovers and The Sisters Liberty. Ko Hodeman was 84, Dutch-Canadian animator known for The Sandcastle and Ludovic the Snow Gift. Rick Derringer was 79, legendary McCoy's guitarist and a Grammy-winning Weird Al producer. Presley Chowinayake was 40, star of the first South African film to win an Oscar. Ed Gale was 61, chuggy actor in the Child's Play movies. Michael Sumler was 71, Kool and the Gang's Chicago Mike. He died in a car crash. Peter Kwong was 74, one of the three Storms in Big Trouble in Little China. Rajesh was 75, Indian actor known for Autograph and Varalaru. Alf Clausen was 84, American composer for The Simpsons and among many others. Valerie Mahaffey was 71, American actress known for Jungle to Jungle and Seabiscuit. Renee Victor was 71, actress best known as the voice of Abuelita in Coco. And Loretta Swit was 87, MASH's Emmy-winning Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan actress. My sources for this week were Deadline, Movie Insider, Bloomberg, IGN, Entertainment Weekly, TechSpot, Variety, Empire, Screen Rant, Courier, and, of course, Discussing Film.
want to thank my sources for this week: Discussing Film, IGN, Crunchyroll, PC Gamer, and official sites and socials of the studios mentioned today. And as also a first, because we talked about first earlier, we do not have
anything
to wrap up the show this week because the week really creeped up on us.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be a cold closing.
Yeah, this is the first time we're kind of closing very kind of abruptly. But it's fine. It's fine. We'll make up for it next week.
Yeah.
Which we thought we wouldn't do next week, but then we realized there's some stuff we're really gonna have to talk about. So we're gonna make it work.
And you'll get all my to-do stuff next week.
So I guess we'll see you all next time.
Goodbye.
Be sure to comment, subscribe, do all those.
This week is throwing us off so much.
Be sure to like, comment, subscribe to all those interactive things. Follow the podcast on most social medias at Mondays for Nerds. Follow me on most social medias at Sir Stumpslot or Sir Stumpslot17.
Follow me on most social medias at PoThePanda001 or Chris M. Pratt Fan.
And we will see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.